Hello YouTube. Today is August 12th, is it? I gotta look at my calendar and see. Yeah, it's Monday, August 12th. And just got a few more days, and here it's going to be the big announcement here at Kings Island. I will be there. I promise you, I will be there. If you guys want to meet up, meet with me that evening, I'll be more than happy to meet with you. I don't know exactly where I'll be to meet up with me. Probably around 8 o'clock. I might be back in the Coney Mall area. I will be wearing my Kings Island shirt that day. It's my gray Kings Island shirt. It'll be dark gray, and it's going to say Kings Island. Have the original logo. I've wore it before in my past videos, but it will say Kings Island on it, and it will be a dark gray, like a heather gray shirt. I believe it's a heather gray or it's graphite. No, it's a graphite. I think it's a graphite gray. But anyway, I will be wearing that shirt. And, of course, you probably won't miss me. I don't know. You see my gray hair. You can't miss out. Big 50 years old and got all this gray. So I had a comment earlier today. I believe it was Christopher. He said there and says, "Yeah, I'll do another video." Well, okay. Here's your video, I guess. Unfortunately, I had some bad news today. First of all, if you guys would follow, or if you'd say some prayers for my family, my cousins. There was a fire this morning in Trenton at about 3 o'clock this morning, and they lost everything. And right now, they're not doing too good. I've got my cousin and her fiance, which they're going to get married. Hopefully they still can. And his name is Tony. Her name is Brittany, and his name is Tony. I'm not going to say their last names for for privacy reasons. She is my first cousin, and her daughter, Alana, she is 15 years old, and her child, youngest child, which is Carter, and he is 7 years old. She had left to go to work at 2:30 this morning, and at 3:05 a.m., her daughter, which is my second cousin, she had called Brittany and told her that the house was on fire, so she had immediately turned around and went back home. And, of course, it was to a really bad scene. Alana, she is a true hero, and I tell you, there's definitely angels looking over her, and one of them angels is my mother, because years ago my mother had passed away from lung cancer, and Alana was just a baby back then, and she told my mom bye-bye, and my mom was out of it, and she was dying from lung cancer, and my mom just out of the blue held her hand up and said bye-bye, and I was like, I was like, whoa, it was just a movement that it really just was like, wait a minute, did I just see my mom do this, because she was totally out of it, incoherent and all with us, leading up into her death. And it was 20 minutes after my mother said that they had left the house, and my mom died 20 minutes later. And but my mom did say that, said bye-bye to Alana. And Alana really meant a lot to my mother. My mother was really, really fond of Alana. And she's got a special place in my heart because of that. And I know that my mother and her grandmother was there as angels to help get the Carter out of the house, and also to get help and get Tony out of the house as well. Right now, Tony is in critical care condition, intensive care, up at Miami Valley Hospital in Dayton, and he was care flighted. And my youngest second cousin, Carter, he is at Dayton Children's Hospital, and he also is in intensive care unit as well. And they said he may go blind from the damage to his eyes from the smoke, I guess, that got into his eyes. It done something, maybe the carbon dioxide or something. But Tony, he's on a ventilator. He's on life support. He can't breathe on his own right now due to the carbon dioxide buildup that's in his lungs, and he can't breathe whatsoever on his own, so he is on a ventilator. Hopefully they will pull through it. It's a darn shame because the house, they just moved into this house just a few days ago, and it's a rental home, and they didn't have no smoke alarms in the house working at all. So the landlord did not have working smoke alarms in this home, and he also had painted the windows. The window sills were painted shut to where the windows could not open. So there is a thing here, and yes, there's going to be a lawyer being consulted as well. But right now, Brittany's going through a lot, and she needs prayers, and if you'd say some prayers for them, I greatly appreciate it. And again, they've lost everything. They have nothing left. All they have is the clothes that's on their back, and that's all they got. And they definitely need prayers right now, and I'd greatly appreciate that if you would say some prayers. Channel 5 was gracious enough to help Brittany out today and help the family, and it was really nice of them. They went out of their way. Karen Johnson with Channel 5, thank you, and I got to talk with her, and we had a very good chat, and we talked to her about, my problem when we had our house fire back in 1994, and we lost everything, but thankful we wasn't home when the house caught fire. The fire was definitely electrical. It was electrical reasoning out of the kitchen area. That's where the fire had begun. It was in a kitchen, and it was electrical in the wall. So it had something to do with electrical work that was done in the kitchen prior to them moving in. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but they haven't even used anything. The appliances or nothing's been used in the kitchen at all. So this is something to do with house wiring. Again, Trenton Fire Department chief is investigating it, and he said it's definitely electrical. But they definitely need prayers, and I appreciate that if you would send prayers along for them, please. They'd be grateful for that, and so would I. I'd be grateful as well. Alana really means a lot to me, and so does Brittany, and Carter, little Carter man, he means a lot too, and I'm just hoping and pray he don't go blind. And right now we don't know what's going to happen yet, but it looks like that he may go blind, and it's just really not good. But anyway, it started out a rough day today, so I'd appreciate that if you'd say some prayers. Okay, thank you. Okay, enough dwelling on that. Yes, the video, Chris wanted me to make a video. Today I seen some things that was on Fox 19 this morning, and it had a bunch of numbers. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to dig deep onto these numbers, but I will tell you this. From geography, I do know that those are longitudes and latitudes. The numbers that was leaked today, and that's going to be the longitudes, latitudes numbers for the new coaster. So I'm sorry, I don't know what the numbers were. I didn't have time to dig onto this subject, but it does have something to do with the new roller coaster. Now we know it's a Giga coaster. It's coming. Okay, we know that for a fact, and I will be there Thursday night. And we will definitely know exactly what it's called and so forth. I'm still, Polaris, I've always said in my previous videos, Polaris. I'm starting to really think maybe it might be Orion, because, Orion, I don't know. Who knows, We'll know definitely on Thursday night. But I guarantee you that one of those two names are going to be used. It's going to be either Orion or Polaris, and it is going to be a space-themed area, re-themed area, and Flight of Fear, I think, is going to lose its name, and I do believe it's going to be called the other, whichever name the new Giga coaster is, the other name is going to be used for the other. So Flight of Fear name, I think, is gone, okay? In Vertigo, yes, I do think Vertigo is leaving after this year. I still am going to stick to my story on that. I'm telling you, get your rides in on it, because I've got a funny feeling that it's going to go bye-bye, because it's a Vekoma, and for 2, Vekomas don't last long, and for 3, Kings Island's coaster is wore out, okay? They got rid of the one that was at Dorney Park this past season. They got rid of theirs and brought the train from there to here to use at Kings Island. If they keep it for one more year, I'll be shocked. I'm going to be shocked, I'm going to tell you. Because they are still having trouble with in Vertigo, and it still has some downtime this summer. It's been down a few different times. So they're still having trouble with it, and I look for it to go bye-bye. Vekoma is definitely something that Cedar Fair don't deal with. They don't deal with Vekoma. Really, they don't care for Vekoma coasters, and but now one thing I will tell you, they're starting to lean more toward is Gerstlauer. Now they did put a Gerstlauer in at Carowinds this year, Copperhead Strike, and that is the first Gerstlauer, or no, excuse me, that's the second Gerstlauer, because the one at Knott's Berry Farm, Hang Time, I forgot. Now that's a Gerstlauer also. So I think we're going to start seeing Gerstlauer coming into Cedar Fair, and I look for Kings Island to probably possibly get one later down the road. But Gerstlauer is also known to put in compact roller coasters. Okay, now I've seen them saying compact, Cedar Fair, Cedar Point, they're 100% landlocked. So therefore, I'd say maybe next year they're going to see a Gerstlauer. Kings Dominion, I still think you're getting a roller coaster next season. I really do. I think here soon you're going to hear that Kings Dominion is going to get a coaster next year. It's not going to be a big one, but it's going to be something to replace the Volcano Blast coaster. They're not going to keep a coaster count down all this summer and next summer too. They're going to definitely give you something. Something's going to come in the mix next year. And again, it might be a Gerstlauer. Who knows? We know it won't be in the B&M, because B&M is going to Kings Island. And B&M also has a project going to, which they just got finished with Hershey Park. And now they're going to do Kings Island. And they got another park, I think, Holiday World. Am I right on that? I'm not positive. I can't remember. I think Holiday World's getting another B&M next year. I think that's the rumor. So they're going to be tied up with that project. So Kings Dominion will not get a B&M. It will more likely be another ride company. More likely, it definitely won't be Intamin. I don't see it being Intamin. I'd say Cedar Fair's done with Intamin for good. For what happened to Shoot the Rapids and their problems with Top Thrill Dragster. And speaking of Dragster, it's down. It's been down for the last several days. It's going to be down until they get a part in for it. So it's going to be down for, some time. So, with the trouble they had with that, Millennium Force, when it first opened, they had nothing but trouble. I mean, if you remember back in the day, in the year 2000, when Millennium Force opened back then, I mean, it was just nothing but trouble, because the wheels kept, the rubber couldn't stay on the wheels, because the wheels was so much friction on the track, and the wheels were just rotting away and eating away, and they had to keep replacing the wheels on the thing constantly. So it was a maintenance nightmare at the beginning. Now, finally, they did get the wheels right to where it didn't have so much trouble with them, but still, they do have trouble with Millennium Force, and it is a maintenance nightmare. So is Top Thrill Dragster. So, and then Shoot the Rapids, with what happened with the people almost drowned in Shoot the Rapids ride. I mean, Intamin's nothing but trouble. They're, it's cost them a lot of money. Intamin is just a type of company that Cedar Fair just ain't going to deal with. I just don't see it happening. But I do think that Gerstlauer will probably be putting something in at Cedar Fair or at Cedar Point next year. And also, or not next year, excuse me, it'll be 2021 for Cedar Point. Next year was going to be Kings Island and Kings Dominion. And Kings Dominion will get something. And then the rest of it's going to be a hotel for Canada's Wonderland and I think somewhere else, getting a hotel somewhere else. Hopefully Kings Island will get a hotel and plus get the campground back. I look for that to happen also in the near future with Kings Island. And I know I said that Kings Island probably be a while for them to get another roller coaster. Well, after doing some digging and some research, I would say Kings Island will probably get another roller coaster probably in the year 2024. I don't think it's going to be as far out as I originally anticipated. I thought it might be 6 to 7 years, but I think it's going to be sooner than that. I think 2024 we'll see another coaster going at Kings Island. Kings Island's definitely a park that Cedar Fair makes good money from. The attendance is great. Depending on next year, if the attendance can definitely get increased next year, and if we can beat Cedar Point next year in attendance, man, wouldn't that be something? And we're so close to beating Cedar Point. I mean, we're neck to neck. So we're only, about 100,000 guests away, 100 to 150,000 guests away. That's not a whole lot. I mean, you put in a Giga attraction next year, and if this new Giga coaster is going to be something that's going to rock and something that's going to have some good quality, some good quality to it, which hopefully it will, and we'll soon find out, then, the attendance can definitely be boosted somewhat. I know people say, well, Kings Island attendance is flat and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that might be true. It might stay kind of flat, but you know what? We still have a hell of a market, and we have a big area, and people can make Ohio a destination for amusement parks. They can go to Cedar Point and to Kings Island both. And why not hit Holiday World in Indiana and hit Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville, and then why not hit Kennywood over in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, all within this big radius. And why not, hit the big parks here, because there's lots and lots of roller coasters within, these five or so parks in this area. There's tons and tons of roller coasters, and we can put, Florida and California to shame on roller coaster count. So, and also on the types of roller coasters as well. So we do have world-class attractions. So next year I do see Cedar Point having a boost in attendance as well. I think from Kings Island getting their new coaster, and I think that it's going to benefit both parks. Hopefully we get a hotel down here at right here at Kings Island. I think if we get the campground back and get a hotel, I think it would definitely help Kings Island out. I mean, there are hotels over there, but it'd be better to have an in-park hotel. That way you can have, use cross-merchandising and things like that, and plus they would get the 100% of the monies instead of, not getting no money at all from the other hotels in our area. So it could be a benefit for Cedar Fair for money and profits. All right, I'm going to keep the video here. It's over 18 minutes. And again, if you'd keep my family in your prayers, I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you want to meet up on Thursday, I will be there at the park. I don't know if I'll be there all day Thursday, but I definitely will be there in the evening hours. Probably get there around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, probably around 5. Sometime between 4 and 5, hopefully be there. And I will stay all the way up until close at 10 o'clock. All right, hope to see you guys there. And again, appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And just because that, the announcements coming up and everything, I'll still make videos from here on out. I do want to make some other videos about other amusement parks, some ones that I grew up with, Americana Amusement Park and Fancy Farm Amusement Park in Middletown, Ohio, which are both defunct. I am going to do videos about them and talk with other things that I've accomplished in life as well. All right. Thanks, guys, and take care, and I hope to see you guys Thursday at Kings Island. Take care. See ya.